All right. Just going right at it. Let's see here. Mic is on, camera's on. This thing's on. Looks like we're all on. I'm afraid to touch anything. So let's see if we get anybody to come back from the other stream or not. I totally blame this on Nick having me play around with these things, and I ended up knocking over the entire little tripod thing here. The phone fell pretty hard on the floor. It looked like it was still broadcasting the audio, I think, but it killed the camera. But so now I don't know if anyone's gonna re-find this one. I did send out another thing. Wes says that's okay. So I got Wes. Wes is here. Yeah, this thing hit the... Good thing I have a nice case on it. A nice protective case. We all have accidents. Nick Rich was asking about these backgrounds and if there were any like animated, or I guess animated. They have these now. It has a button, like a play button. Oh, there it goes. I think it is. So it is kind of moving. See how it's moving in and out. So it does have that bit of animation. Jeff says, found it. Glad you're back. Yeah, we're back. When we're back. So there's that. I don't know if you guys can see it animating. Yeah, see. So that's the animation. I don't know. This is what got me in trouble, knocking over the dang thing in the first place. But there are some, like here's this one. And so there's that. So it looks like I'm going through the clouds. And there's a big giant full moon. And I think there is a full moon because like last night, through the sunroof of the car or the moon roof, whatever you call it, I could see it was pretty high in the sky, and I would glance up. It looked like a full moon. I don't know officially if we've already had the full moon or if there's a full moon tonight, but so this might be appropriate. So we do have this. I don't know if Nick Rich is going to find us or not. It says you have a huge face. I know. It's because I'm trying. I don't know what happened. It seems like the camera is zoomed in a little bit for some reason, and then in order to not be so huge, I have to set the camera way back. But when I do that, then it's really hard for me to see the chat. It's just one thing after the other. I guess what I'll need to do is go to a 2-table system. Maybe. I don't know. Anyhow, Wes says subtle. Oh, that first one was kind of subtle, yeah, the animation. Wes says that's distracting, almost full. Almost full. So the cloud is distracting? You can't handle that? Ass says full moon last night. Okay, so it was last night. Or tonight. Okay. Well, that's what I was wondering too, because I didn't really actually take a good look at the moon, but it just seemed like I could see it kind of the corner of my eye or the top of my eye, way up high, and it looked like a full moon. Wes says full moon tonight. So this is probably appropriate to have this as the background, even though Wes says it's distracting. So I know you don't want to be distracted from... And then see this, in order for me to really see what's going on, now I'm back to being Mr. Huge Face. And I'm being very careful. Well, here's this one. What's this one do? Oh, there it goes. And I think this is this the Earth? Is this just the good old Earth? Or I'll move it back. Hopefully I won't knock it over again. that really, the whole thing just flew off and hit the ground pretty hard, and it just knocked us right off. Even though I think it was still broadcasting, but the camera just shut off, and I couldn't figure out how to get the camera to go back on again. So I decided to just go ahead and end that stream and start all over again, and we'll see how it goes. So anyhow, this looks like Earth, good old Earth. We could have Earth behind me. This is all Nick Rich's fault. And I notice he's not coming back in. He's too ashamed. No, I'm just kidding, Nick. Or Rich. Or Nick Rich. Or Rich Nick. I don't know. But just kidding around with you. So Bonnie Thompson says, werewolves season, stay inside. Yes. Good idea. Although, not good for my business in Vegas. I need people to be out and about. Out and about, as our Canadian friends would say. And then they're going to say, no, it's a boot. A boot. Jeff Curry says, full moon butt jokes. Wes says, laughing out loud, I rarely go out after dark. Can't stay away when the lights go down. Can't stay away? When the lights go down? When the lights go down in Georgia. Awake. Oh, can't stay awake when the lights go down in Georgia. Carry a flashlight. My advice to you, if you want to stay awake. And just shine it in your face. Just be walking around, you know. Perhaps. It's just an idea, you know, just a thought. It's a thought. It's a thought. Okay, so there's that. So should we just go with the Earth thing for a while? Transmission is unstable, it says. View screen fit. View screen full. Is it full now? View screen full. I think it's full. All right, so anyhow, there's that. Maybe we could go with that. Since this is a new stream, we'll have a new background. You know, I don't know. What do you guys think? This goes good with the sort of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy type of vibe, which I still haven't read, and someday I will. I promise. Someday I will read that book that so many of you seem to love. Wes says, I've had my photo taken with Hoagie Carmichael, inventor of the hoagie, apparently. Ash says, February's full moon, known as the snow moon, is set to peak on Saturday, which would be today. Wes says, yes, I was in Georgia after dark, carried a torch, LED. There you go. That's the way to do it these days, apparently. LED. We go with the LED. Jeff Curry says, ask, I watched the Fix Round Cage video again. It keeps getting funnier. Round Cage video? The Fix, like the band, The Fix? Wes says, his statue in Savannah, Georgia. Oh, good old Hoagie Carmichael, inventor of the hoagie. He will be eternally thanked for inventing the hoagie. If it's one thing, you know, you want to be remembered for, it's for inventing a sandwich. Apparently. I know Hoagie Carmichael is some sort of political dude. Some kind of mayor or governor or something. I don't know. Jeff Curry says, YouTube, how to fix a round cage. Oh, it wasn't the fix. I guess that could come in handy if you have round cages. Which I don't. I don't have any cages, as a matter of fact. I'm cage free. I am cage free and a range what do you call it? Range fed. Wes says wrote Moon River. Oh, okay, he wasn't a governor or whatever. He was apparently a songwriter. Moon River. Stephen Sayers is here. Love floating around the earth. Yes, we're just floating above the upper atmosphere. Yeah. Thanks, Stephen Sayers, for being here. Foco says, I disagree. So Foco's back and disagreeing, as disagreeable as ever. So thanks for being here. Thanks for refinding the stream. We had a bit of an accident, which I shall blame on Nick Rich 56. Jolie says, hi, Stephen Sayers. So Jolie's here. Jolie found the stream there. Ask says, did anyone see pics from Odysseus of the Earth? No. Was that the one that just landed on the moon recently? Which got I didn't even know about it. Do you remember? I'm old enough to remember the Apollo missions and landing on the moon, and that was such a huge thing. Everybody, it was basically you would stop school and you would stop it. People would stop work and everything to watch the landing on the moon and Neil Armstrong and all that, and even the other Apollo missions and before that, just getting up into space, and then the missions of after that going back to the moon and all that kind of stuff. Those were such huge events. It was literally everyone would stop what they were doing to watch those and gather around the TV and watch it. And now we got this thing happen. I didn't even know what happened. It was unmanned, but I believe, right? It was unmanned. I think it was just but we landed a spaceship up there on the moon the other day, and I barely heard a peep about it. How times have changed. I'd rather hear about that than fucking Trump all the time. Hey, Pisces Greeters here. Hi, Trugger. Hugs. Thank you, Pisces Greeters. Thank you, Teresa, for being here. We had a little mishap. We did an hour on another stream, and thanks to Nick Rich 56. No, it was my fault. I tipped over the tripod and the camera went flying, and it killed the camera for a minute there. It knocked the camera, so it went kaput. It went kapooey. So now we're here in part 2, stream Saturday House Park School Down part 2. So I'm glad you found it. Thanks for being here. Jeff Curry's there. Asks, is there Odysseus is on the moon sideways? Oh, it's sideways. Did it tip over? That's not good. That doesn't sound good. Pisces Breeder says hi to Bonnie Thompson. Hugs. Steven Sayers says yes, but it tipped over. Wow. How the hell did that happen? Was there a little moon man that went over there and went bing? Someone's yelling. I hope you guys don't hear the yelling. Please stop yelling, ma'am. Oh, now there's some pounding. I hear pounding on the door or something. Oh, now I hear. This is a regular occurrence. We had this on our show before. I think that's the same couple. They're yelling and pounding. But yeah, it tipped over. I don't know how that happens. Jeff Curry says, I'm old enough to remember when people actually carried suitcases. Oh, yeah, me too. Now, if you don't have a suitcase with wheels, then you're just out of it. Wes says, I did see that photo. Ask. Steve Sayers says unmanned. Yes. And I said unmanned also. Says Wes, I carried a briefcase every day for a year, finally switched to a rolling computer case. Yeah, you got tired of carrying that thing around, didn't you? And then you went to wheels and you're like, why didn't I do this a year ago? Switched years. Jolie says, definitely Nick's fault. Yeah. Jeff Curry says, well-timed break gave me time. I either loaded the pipe really wrong or really right. You could load your pipe when I'm on. I mean, it's not like I'm going to know. You can go load your pipe right now when I'm still on. You don't have to wait for a camera to fall over and the feed to get killed. Pisces Reader says, thank you, Bonnie Thompson. Ass says, hi, TK. Everyone's saying hi. Steven Sayer says, I think one of the 6 legs landed on a rock or something, unbalanced like some others. It had a bit of a rocky landing. So I guess it's hard to, when they're landing that thing, I guess, to have it land perfectly in a perfectly flat area or something. One little rock might be enough to upset the apple cart, so to speak. But anyhow, it is pretty cool. I just heard some knocking. I don't think it was at my door. I don't know where that was at. But anyhow, I hope it's... was that the police? No. Anyhow, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I just saw one short little clip. I think it might have been an AP little clip. It was only like a minute. I think it showed the thing landing, and that was kind of cool. But that was after. I didn't watch it live. Like in the old days, I mean, they would have live stuff, and it was on on the broadcast stations, and everybody in the world watched it, But now it's just like, oh, hey, check it out if you want to, I don't know. It's kind of weird how things change. We got, what do we got going on over here? I'm looking at the chats, but it is transmitting. So it's transmitting, but you're just going to get everything like this, It's going to be all like, so you just got to turn your head to watch it. Let's see. Bonnie Time says, Tim Sayers, I feel attacked by your comment. Now I hope that you guys are joking around, right? Because I didn't really see it, but I hope you guys are having good fun, all the good fun, right? Mr. Spock, hey, you were in orbit. Yeah, I'm out here floating around in space. I'm just and I don't even have a suit on. I'm so cool. I can just float in space, and I don't need to have a space suit on. Ooh, look at me. I'm like Sandra Bullock in that one movie, except I don't have a suit. Let's see. Wes says, Japanese moonlander is upside down. That made me laugh. Steven says there's nothing personal at Bonnie. Yeah, I don't know. I just hope that you guys are having tongue-in-cheek type of good fun type of thing, because I don't know what's going on. Wes says, I'm always a little bit out of balance. A bit out of balance. Just a bit. Just a wee bit. Mr. Spock says, hi, Pisces Reader. And Jeff Curry, Mr. Spock is laughing out loud. Pisces Reader says, thank you, Mr. Small. Wes says, well, this is fun. Okay. Julie says, it's barely noticeable. It's barely noticeable. But yeah, we don't even notice it. If you hadn't said anything, we would never even known that you were slightly out of balance. No. But hey, aren't we all? I think all of us probably have some little thing going on, right? Steven Sir says, how would weightlessness be? It would be weightless. You'd be floaty. It'd be floaty and light. I don't know. Jeff Curry says 35 laps to go in truck race. Oh, you're watching the truck races, are ya? I used to watch those. I don't even know who the racers are anymore. I've been kind of out of the loop with the whole truck racing and NASCAR and all that kind of stuff. I used to watch it quite a bit, especially when my dad was alive, because my dad was a big NASCAR fan, and so I would kind of watch it a lot, and then we could talk about it, have something to talk about, Jeff Gordon. We both liked Jeff Gordon a lot, and we liked Junior and all that. I was going to bring up a picture. I have a picture of me and my dad wearing we both had Jeff Gordon jackets. This is from, I don't know if I can find it now though, because it's hard to find stuff. It seems to be hard to find things. And I am kind of afraid to touch this thing and knock the whole damn thing over. You know. But I just wanted to show this real quick. So it's funny, right now, I'm just seeing my photo albums, but you guys are seeing me just staring at the camera in a close-up of the. So I know this is kind of weird, but trying to find where that would be, and that's the wrong one. I don't know. I just wanted to show this one, but I'll probably. It seems like you can never find something when you want to find it. You know what I mean? When you need to find it. But I know it's in there. I know this photo of me and my dad is in here. But now to try to find it, it's so hard. It is. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever find it. And I gotta scroll. I've got so many, like literally thousands of photos and stuff in here. So, all right. I guess I don't want to bore you guys with this when I'm trying to find this picture. See, my dad died in 2012, and I think we put this photo I'm looking for is probably like a couple of years before that, probably 2010 or so. So it's 14 years ago, I guess, about 14, 15 years ago. And let's see, I know this is really boring, but what can I say? What can I say, man? And because now I feel like I spent all this much time looking for it, that I might as well just keep looking for it. So bear with me. It's probably not even worth it. You can be like, so what? What could be a stupid picture of you and your dad? You know? I guess just indulge me. Just indulge me this one little thing. Okay, gosh. I know that it's in here somewhere. Where is it? And there's also a good chance I scrolled past it. I do that a lot too. You know? But, I know this is riveting. This is so riveting. This is some riveting stuff here. But like I said, I've spent this much time on it. I might as well keep on going. Where is it? Come on. I know it's in here. Doggone it. Doggone you. Where are you? I need to go through and delete some of the stuff that's in here. It just like clogs everything up. You know, it makes it hard to find stuff that you're trying to find. And then my arm is getting tired because I have to raise my arm up to scroll. And oh my gosh, this is taking way too long. It's not even going to be worth it after all this. And I'm not seeing the chat, so I'm not doing that. I'm not doing anything productive right now. I'm probably going to look back down and there's going to be nobody watching because they're like, oh, here it is. Okay. So there's that. And there it is. Me and my dad Um, see, can I kind of blow that up a little bit, or is that it? Oh no, here we go. All right, so that's me and my dad about probably about 14 years ago, maybe 14, 15 years ago. I bought my dad that jacket. It was a Christmas gift or something, and then I had I have my jacket, the red one, and I got my dad the black one, and they're both Jeff Gordon. So that was me, what I looked like 14 years ago. That's my pops, Jack Fowler. Heck of a guy, great guy. So anyhow, trying to get this to shrink back down now. Now it won't do it. What's going on here? Let's see here. I'm trying, guys. Why won't this go back to like normal size? I don't know. I do not know, because I know, I'm afraid. I was gonna leave it there, but now it's just like I can't get it to go back down. So anyhow, it looks like my head shrunk down again. I don't know what's going on. Does my head not look so big like it used to be? I think the background thing isn't doing its thing anymore. I don't think it's rotating. And now, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so now we have a non-rotating Earth behind me. So yeah, that was me and my dad. I was going to leave it up there, but I couldn't get it to I just wanted to have like a little picture. Well, there it is there. See, it won't, for some reason, I can't get it to shrink back down. Could do the rest of the show just like that, but for some reason, see, there is a little thing on there where you're supposed to be able to shrink it back down, but it won't shrink back down. What is going on here? And so the only option I really have is either just cover my face, which is probably preferable, or just go ahead and take it off. Okay. All right, and now I don't think the Earth is rotating, and I can't figure out how to get that to rotate unless I go back. Maybe I have to go back here to the chroma key thing, go back to background, and I have to push the play button again. There you go. There's probably a lot of things that need to be worked out on this app, but it's cool. It's pretty cool. It's free. So what am I complaining about? Why, But it does look like. Is this thing still in full screen? I wonder. I think I may have messed it all up. But anyhow, let's see. So I missed the chat. I was doing all that stuff. I took about 15 minutes to do that. And so I want to go back and see what I missed in the chat. Bonnie Thompson says, I don't get upset with comments dealt with mean trolls for 6 years playing the Walking Dead RTS game. Well, there you go. That's a good training ground for dealing with mean trolls. Anyhow, Bonnie, I don't know what was going on. I hope you guys are okay. Jeff Curry says, Bonnie, so you are okay with me? I hope so. I hope you're all okay with each other. Pisces Greaser says, my husband's name is Gordon. Oh, there you go. Steven Sayers says, the Earth just stopped. Yeah, I had to restart it. Woof, just in the nick of time, because you don't want this to get, like, one side will get burned up and the other side will freeze to death. So we got to keep it rolling, keep it rotating. Mr. Spock says there's an old clip on YouTube. They took cats up in the vomit comment and see how cats react. It's effing funny. Poor cats trying to right themselves. Aw. Yeah. Let's see the poor kitties. So Bonnie says, yep. I guess that was yep to being okay with. I guess it was Jeff Curry. Jeff Curry says, Spock, I'm pretty sure all cats want to kill me. Bit paranoid about the cats, are you? Bonnie Thompson says, I'll look for that later, Mr. Spock. I'm going to skip down a bit because I am behind. Which says just slow motion cat falls is like the cat is doing a dive. Steve Sayre says Lauren Boebert is losing in Colorado debates. Yeah, I don't think she's going to win. It'll probably be because she moved to that other district. It's not going to get flipped or anything like that. But at least we'll be hopefully done with Boebert, or Boebert, as Steve Sayers likes to call her. And I hope that Adam Frisch that was in her old district and was running against her, and he almost won last time, and it looked like he was probably going to beat her this time. I haven't heard, since she switched districts, I haven't heard one thing about that guy. So hopefully he's still in the running for the, was it District 3 or whatever it was? And hopefully, I'm hoping that it wasn't just they were voting for him just because they hated Boebert so much that they would vote for him. I hope that since she's left, that I hope he's still leading over there. I hope he can still win it. So we can at least flip that one. Wes says the one on YouTube is the one I saw, Russian. Oh, was it a Russian cat? Joey says, Wes says cool jackets. Doug G says hi. Big Hook, sorry, so late catching shut eye. Forgot the after show. Well, you didn't miss much, Big Hook. Basically, you missed me knocking the camera over. This is actually part 2. We did an hour on the other one, and then I knocked the camera over and essentially ended the stream. So anyhow, so we're just over here trying to get kind of caught up. Wes says, good old Jack. That was my dad, Jack Fowler. Steve Sayers says, I like Jeff Gordon too. Junior has to be the favorite. And now Junior doesn't even race. He's retired. Wes says his son, the big shot TV star. I don't know who you're talking about. Wes says it does look a little smaller. Yeah, I think it's back. Somehow when I was doing stuff, it made it, I think, like more normal. Because I have it kind of, well, usually I'm like this. So I don't know. It doesn't look quite as big head as it was earlier. Because this is usually where I have it, so I can read the chat a lot easier. So we'll see. Maybe I'll back it up just a bit, and hopefully not knock anything over. Let's see. It says Big Hook says Trucker John. I think is Elon Musk, or no? Okay, I should not even try to assume. Trucker John in Elon Musk prison in space. Did you find that Model 3 he put up there? Ooh, that's right. I forgot about that. He has a Model 3 floating around in space somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but if I bump into it, I'll let you know. I might get in and try to drive it. Because it's kind of cold out here. Wes says the Earth revolves slowly. Wes says, but the camera would be moving. Jeff Curry says, I don't have a favorite driver, but I will say Ross Chastain's wall ride was the coolest move ever. I'm not familiar with that. Like I said, I haven't really watched racing all that much in the last few years. Big Hook says, hi, Jolie. How's it going? A, is your igloo still white? A. What says that's cool? S says I'm watching rhinos in Namibia. Rhinos in Namibia. Thank you very much. Bonnie Tom says, fun fact, race car drivers actually have a doctorate in physics. Really? All of them? Or just some of them? Mr. Spock says, I like MotoGP racing. Should be a good season. Honda and Yamaha have to play catch up because they're behind Suzuki or something. I don't know. Bonnie Thomas says car. Jeff Curry says, cats don't always land on their feet. Don't ask me how I know that. Uh-oh. Jeff Curry been doing some cat juggling, apparently. Charlie says, thank you, John, for saving the whole world. Yes. With a single click of the clickety-click, I've saved the world. So one half doesn't fry and the other half doesn't freeze to death. Wes says, laugh it out loud. Some of the drivers are just kids, Bonnie Thompson. Anyhow, Jeff Curry says, Spock, that sport has very little coverage here. Big Hook says, live long and prosper, Mr. Spock. Jeff Curry says, Spock, I would have much rather done that than motocross. It killed my body. That's not good when you kill your body. Ass says, KTM is hauling ass, Mr. Spock. Oh yeah, KTM. I had a friend who had a KTM dirt bike. A lot of those were like enduro type, like street legal, but like dirt bikes, you know. I mean, not these racers you're talking about, probably, but ones that you could just buy, you know. Let's see here. Where did I leave off? Wes says at least 4 NASCAR drivers with master's degrees. Wow. Would have never known that if not for Wes. Mr. Spock, I check out highlights on YouTube at Jeff Curry. Mr. Spock, yep, ask. They have the aerodynamic package figured out. They're pretty smart fellows, I would say. Big Hook says, what do we have to do to get the Republicans to release the funding for Ukraine, Taiwan, John? Really? Taiwan, and for humanitarian relief in Gaza. Well, what we do is you grab little Mikey Johnson by the collar and you shake him. I don't know, man. Eventually, I think they're gonna. I don't know. There's got to be some tactical move that the Democrats can do, right? Ask says, and I mean, put pressure on them. Us, we the people, the constituents, we need to start putting pressure on Congress. Call your elected representatives and just keep hounding them, and just say, hey, we need to pass this relief package. We need to get the support to Ukraine, especially, and humanitarian relief in Gaza. And I don't know about Taiwan. I don't know about Taiwan. No, but we need to do that. But just call your representatives. As says, the current high-speed record was set by Brad Binder of Red Bull KTM with a searing 366.1 kilometer. Per mile per hour. Wait, I'm lost. Pace. Was it kilometers or miles? Or am I not reading that right? Bonnie Thompson says, Big Hook, I have a few ideas I can't discuss in public. Because then she would have to kill you. I don't know. It's top secret. Master Spock says, that's insane. And ask. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. Wes says, I was just curious. Color me curious. Curious yellow? I don't know. Wes says, Congress can't force the vote. Mikey is in charge. Little Mikey Johnson. I would suggest everyone call little Mikey Johnson's office and flood him with phone calls and telling him, hey, look here, you little fuck. Stop fucking around, man. Stop take Donald Trump's little mushroom dick out of your mouth for a second and go down to the House of Representatives and bring that fucking thing up for a vote. You motherfucker. That's what you need to do. And use those exact verbatim. Just quote me verbatim. Or don't quote me, but just say verbatim what I just said. And I bet you if enough people do that, it will sway him. Especially about taking the little Trump dick out of his mouth. He'll love that. He will absolutely... I don't know. Kilometer. Oh, there we go. Laughing out loud. Bonnie from Wes. Wes is laughing at Bonnie about the ideas that she can't discuss. Wes says his voicemail is full. I bet it is. Start sending cards, those little 3x5 cards. Send those and just put what I just said. Just write that down verbatim. Rewind this fucking thing, because I don't even remember what I said, and just copy that down verbatim, especially the little dick part, and send that on a 3x5 card, postage card thingy. Just do that, because they can't fool us with the old voicemail box is full. You know, we're not going to fall for that old banana in the tailpipe trick. You know, so get your 3x5 cards out at the post office and just start inundating them with what I said. And I think that will work. And you think I'm joking, but I'm not. Big Hook says, this wait and watch suffering continue will be the final nail in the Republican coffin. The Christian faith is a joke. Bible in flames along with all other books. They are burning. Well, I tell you, I do think the Republican Party is in for a world of hurt, especially since Trump is bankrupting them. The Christian faith, I think the evangelical white Christian nationalism part of the faith is a joke, but it's nothing to laugh about. But, you know, I have no respect for that faction of the Christian faith. Bible in flames along with all the other books, they are burning. So, I guess burn those Bibles. Jeff Curry says, Kyle Busch wins. Kyle Busch is in the truck race. Good old Kyle. I guess the Cup Series isn't good enough. He's got to race trucks too. Big Hook says, I have an idea. Dox his home address and put the fear of God in his mind. Yeah, you could do that, I guess. I'm not advocating for doxing, just so you know. Just so it doesn't come back on me. But I like the idea of the 3x5 cards, and it should probably be from a U.S. city postmark. So if you're in Canada, you should drive down, mail them in Detroit or wherever. Because if they see Canadian postmarks, they're gonna be like, "Fuck this! I don't give a fuck about what Canadians think." Fucko says I disagree. And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that Fucko would disagree. Fucko is a very disagreeable mood today, I've noticed. Bonnie Thompson says Johnson is speaker. He gets extra security measures. Oh, so grab him by the scruff of his neck, or whatever, by the collar, or his little bow tie. Is he the one who wears bow? No, that was the other guy. You might not be able to do that. But I do think you could do the card thing, the 3x5 card thing. That will get through. And he might not ever read most of them, but his staff will. And his staff will say, dude, we've been getting a shitload of these 3x5 cards where that Trucker John says that you should take Donald Trump's little mushroom dick out of your mouth and, you know, take these bills up for a vote these relief bills for Ukraine and Gaza and all that kind of shit. And that probably would get through, believe it or not. If we got a few thousand of those through. Maybe even just hundreds. Wes says, oh my, conspiracy, laughing out loud. The conspiracies. Here we are, conspiracy time. Wes says, the Q Magatoids run Mikey. The crew Magatoids. No, Donald Trump runs Mikey. Donald Trump, and MAGA, but it is Donald Trump wielding MAGA. So they're afraid of MAGA. But you know what? Some people in the Republican Party, they need to realize that backing Trump and MAGA in the long run is a losing thing. And in the end, when they end up losing their careers, political careers, and the Republican Party is in shambles, and I'm not saying it's going to go away forever. They'll probably rebuild or whatever, rebrand, rebuild, whatever. But they're going to say, you know what? I should have stood up to Trump. They're going to look back and say that I should have stood up to Trump because I ended up losing everything anyhow. So at some point, enough of them are going to realize that. But how long it's going to take? And I don't think it's going to take very long. I think once Trump starts getting convicted of these felonies, and and he loses again in this election, that should be the final straw, at least of Trump, and that should be a turnaround or turning point for the Republican Party to try to get back to some kind of normalcy, or try to at least wash their hands of Trump and MAGA. But I guess we'll see. Time will tell. Let's see here now. Wes says they sort mail by zip code. Yeah, and my point being that if there's a Canadian postmark or any other country postmark, they're not going to give a fuck about what someone else's opinion is from another country. As far as but if they get enough Americans, especially people from their own districts, I think you'd be surprised about how much weight those postcards carry. Big Hook says they doxed Shane Moss and Mother, as well as Fani. I almost said Fani. Sorry, Fani. I didn't mean to fuck your name up. They doxed everyone Republican who spoke out against Trump. Shoe on the other foot seems appropriate. Yeah, dox him. I'm just saying. I'm just saying you didn't hear it from me. In case it comes back to me, you can do whatever you want, and it might be very effective. I'm just saying I'm not telling anybody to do that, but I'm not stopping you either. And it might be very effective. I don't know. But that's up to you. Mr. Spock says, my old 84 Yamaha RZ500 did 154 miles an hour through the speed traps in practice at the Daytona 100 race in 84. I topped it out at 255, whatever that is, on the highway. That's pretty fast. That is very, very fast. The fastest I ever went on a motorcycle, it was a, what the hell was it? It was a friend of mine's bike, and he let me ride it. It was a really fast, street bike. I know I went over 100. And I wasn't wearing a helmet. I wasn't wearing any gear. I just got on the thing, took off on it, and I just wanted to see how fast I could go. And then I was doing, and I wasn't, it's not like I was really experienced motorcycle rider, but I just, just took it down the highway. I'm just like, boom, boom, and I don't know, I looked at the speedometer and I know I hit over 100. And then I felt a tiny little wobble or something. And then I got kind of scared and I was thinking like, I don't have a helmet. I don't have any leather on. If I wreck, I'm dead. I'm dead. So then I just slowed it down. I know I went over 100. I don't remember how much over 100. But that was my experience on I think it was a Ninja or something. Let's see here. Ask says, for your information, I own a KTM Enduro. Had Hondas before that. Awesome. A friend of mine had a KTM Enduro, I think. It was really cool, like an orange one. I think it was orange. Kind of orange and white. Ooh, then we go back to orange again. Maybe you can see orange is my favorite color. I don't know if it's my favorite color, but I love orange and black. Oops. Oh, shit. Now I'm going to knock over the green screen. Oh, Jesus. What the hell is going on here? Why is this shit happening to me? I didn't realize I was so close to the green screen, and now when I'm trying to move up, I don't know why. Is this thing Anyhow, I'm trying to get through the rest of this without knocking everything over again. Let's see here. Okay, so MAGA says, Wes says, MAGA will lose the House in November. I believe so, too. I believe you're right, Wes. I agree with you then. Wes says, when they are not making needed decisions, they should get voted out. Vote them out! Ouch, I say, vote them out! I agree. As says, Yamaha RZ 500 rips Honda Interceptor 500 really ripped. I bet they do. Wes says, debate the amount of arms and exactly where they will go. I think that's, whatever, dude. That's all in the fucking package. It's all accounted for. They take the time to make sure it's going where it's supposed to go. Okay, like Hal was saying, there are representatives, U.S. representatives that go over there and they monitor that shit. All right, so that's not really for me. We're talking about Ukraine, especially. That's not a real big concern with me. There might be other places where I would be concerned, but I think the U.S. does a pretty good job of monitoring that shit and making sure the weapons go where they're supposed to go. They're not just being, putting into some sort of black market thing or whatever it is you're trying to insinuate. Bonnie Thompson says the plan is to get Trump back in White House. Ours take both sides of Congress. MAGA will rule for 50 years. Yeah, and it's not. They're going to fail. I believe they're going to fail miserably. Wes says mail rooms ignore non-constituent mail. The mail rooms at the Capitol, right? You're talking about. Mr. Fox says my brother came in after the practice. Honda officials were waiting. He could race the bike because it wasn't sold in the USA. He had to use his backup bike. Totally stock 83 Suzuki GS 750. Wes says, is it going to be one party dim until 2037? Who knows? Only time will tell, Wes. Who knows? Big Hook. You know what doctors call motorcyclists? Organ donors. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I know. I've seen some motorcycle wrecks. Pretty gnarly. Mr. Spock says, I had a 74 V30 Honda Magna. That was comfortable. Welcome to Motorcycle Talk here on the Trucker Draw live stream. Mr. Spock said, Mr. Spock says 84, not 74. I had a 1970. Let's see, what year was it? When I was a kid, I think I told this story. this was probably in about 1972. And there was a yard sale down the street, and this guy was selling this. It was just a little Honda. I want to say it was like a 100cc or something, but it was like a regular motorcycle. Maybe it was a 125. It was just a street bike, Honda, not dirt bike, not it was not an enduro or anything like that. Not a just a regular street bike. And I think I was able to scrape up enough cash, and my dad, I got some money from my dad, because I told him, I go, this motorcycle is cool, I want to buy this motorcycle. I think we got it for like $40 or something like that, you know? And the thing ran great. It was really good shape. It just had, I remember there was something like, maybe one of the mirrors was broken, and I think one of the brake caliper handles or something might have been broken. And we just replaced all that shit really easily. But it rode fine. It was completely street legal. But I was just a little kid. I was like 12. But it was a small town. I would ride around the streets in our neighborhood. I'd ride it in my backyard. I kind of rode it like a dirt bike in our backyard, you know. But I love that little bike. And we bought it for I think it was like $40 or something. And I used to drive it down to my cousin's house across town through streets, because I grew up in the Victor. This is in Victorville, and I could drive 4 or 5 miles to one of my cousin's houses, and another few miles to the other cousin's house or another friend's house, and I could do it without ever getting caught, because like where to go, even though you're on the streets, but all kind of like the back streets and stuff. And it was fun. I remember that. I love that little bike, man. Anyhow, AJX1's here. Says, hats off to you, trucker John. Good mother flipping afternoon to user and a good day to user. Good to see AJX1. Thanks for being here. Hope you're traveling safe out there, wherever you're at. I hope the roads are clear and the weather's good and all that good stuff. Big Hook says, stop debating Wes. I blocked him, so his nonsense is gone. Well, he would just sort of, brings up some interesting points, I guess. Wes says, here's Wes. Says they are losing track of weapons and money, not saying that they are being stolen. So who's the they? You're talking about Ukraine? Because I haven't heard any of these stories, by the way. So I'm just taking your word for it, Wes. Not saying that they are being stolen, so they're losing track of them. What is your fucking point? What are you trying to say, Wes? Wes says maybe not the speaker's mailroom. Look, it all gets those postcards are effective. They get there. Okay, I was a postal worker for 12 years. Okay, don't fucking talk to me about postal issues. Jeff Curry says I made a sandwich that would make Dagwood jealous. And now I'm getting hungry. As soon as we're done here, I'm gonna go make me a sandwich. Probably make me a cheeseburger. Big Hook says, Wes, if you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. Well, Wes seems to think that there's a big issue with these weapons being lost and unaccounted for. And I haven't heard that from anybody but Wes. So I don't know where he's getting his info from. So anyhow. Bonnie Thompson says, so hungry. Yeah, I'm getting hungry too. Let's see. Yeah, we are about coming up an hour here. I already did an hour on the first one almost. It was like 50-something minutes. Here we are, almost an hour. So we'll probably be shutting it down in about 5 minutes. But I think we're nice and cooled down. You guys feel cool from the Hal show? I think we're cool. We don't have to worry about pulling a hammy. I think we're good. Mr. Fox says, I have a 77 Java 350, completely disassembled, only needs cylinder, hone bore, piston, ring set, should have new exhaust and rims. They have surface rust and could be painted over. Sounds like a little, what do you call it? A little job there. fun job. So Wes says, there is a street legal tricycle bike made in China. I have not seen them here yet, but they are being advertised. Okay. Jeannie's here. Hey, Jeannie. Thanks for... It seems like Jeannie always gets here when I'm about ready to shut off the show. Shut down the show. So, but better late than never, as my dad used to always say. So good that you're here. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe and share. And just, since Jeannie's here, I'm going to say thank you so much for being here, Jeannie. And good to see you. Mr. Spock says, what the fuck at West, laughing out loud. Jeff Curry says, when I was 12, I had a 68 Ford 3/4 ton pickup to run gravel roads with. There you go. That'll get her done. Bonnie Thompson says, I guess waving there to Jeannie. Wes says you can look it up. Yeah, I could look it up. I might, but I might not. AJX1 says, I stand with Wes, a true American. We need to stop giving money away. I agree. Hats off to you, Wes. I don't think he's talking about that, though. I think he's just concerned about making sure that the weapons that we give them are going to the cause and not to something else. That's how I interpret Wes. I don't think Wes is against us giving aid to other countries, like Ukraine, for instance, needing aid with weaponry and ammo. But I think Wes is concerned about making sure that what we do give gets into the right hands. And I just don't think it's really that, I don't think there's really that big of an issue with it. But Wes says I can look it up, so maybe I'll look it up. But I do believe that we need to help Ukraine. We can't let them get overtaken by Russia. We just can't. We can't allow that. It's going to lead to World War III. Says, I'm too stoned to make it to Wendy's. Well, there you go. Just, yeah, eat that Dagwood sandwich. Says Jeff Curry, I have a 65 Ford Camper special pickup, bought new. Wow. So you bought it in 65 or 66 or whatever, and you still have it? That's pretty awesome. Is it still in good shape and everything? Mr. Spock says, at 15, I won a Honda 185 three-wheeler, traded it for a Kawasaki 440 LTD. Wow. I had a 750 LTD Kawasaki at one point in my life. It was a nice cruiser. It was a nice road bike. I used to take it up in the mountains, do a little mountain driving with it. Wes says, I'm not a true anything, but I don't think the best idea is to inundate Europe with weapons and not expect them to be used. Well, we want them to be used. And we're not inundating Europe. We're giving to Ukraine specifically for this invasion that they're trying to fend off. Okay, so it's not like we're just handing them out willy-nilly. We know exactly where they're going for the most part, and they're going to Ukraine, and they're going to Ukraine to keep Russia from fucking overtaking Ukraine. And once they do that, they've already talked about Poland. They've already talked about other countries. So what's going to stop them? So I disagree with you, Wes, on that for the most part. It says, Jeff Curry, I love three-wheelers way more than quads. I had a three-wheeler. I had an ATC three-wheeler 250. I had a 250. And it was really cool. It was really fun. And I did a couple times kind of tip that thing over, especially doing hill climbing where I wasn't, I was a little lackadaisical in standing up and getting up over that front fork. And I'm climbing a hill, and then the thing just goes right back over on top of you, and then you roll down the thing. But they're pretty tough, those things, and I was pretty tough, I guess. And then you just get up and you brush all the dirt off of you and the stickers off of you and the brush off of you, and the 250 is just down at the bottom of the hill waiting for you to go get it and get on it and ride it. Those things were pretty tough. Honda 250, yeah, I had that. ATC. Let's see here. Big Hook. No American weapons have been found used in any other worldwide conflict. West is stating Russian disinformation, trying to make the both sides argument are bad between Russia and Ukraine. Yeah, I'm totally Team Slava Ukraini and fuck Russia. That's all I gotta say about that. AJX1 West, do you support Palestine? West says there are several articles NATO countries are giving a lot of their old weapons to Ukraine. Yeah, yeah, I know that. We know that, and I say the more the merrier. Russia needs to be defeated, and they need to be sent home packing. Um, As says, I had a Honda Odyssey 4-wheel. I loved it. Yeah, those are fun. Bonnie Thompson says Palestine doesn't exist. West says, I don't support either side of AJA. I just think that the need to have a ceasefire to take stock, Hamas might surrender. Hamas won't agree to a ceasefire. How can you have a ceasefire if one side doesn't do it? They both have to do it, and they won't do it. Big Hook says, West NATO has never threatened Russia. Russia consistently talks about taking back NATO countries back under the fold of the old Soviet Union. Stop the BS argument, Wes. Yep. Jeff Curry says, ask, was it a two-stroke? And Wes says, we are giving NATO the new weapons. Bonnie Thompson says, but reasonable people should care about what's happening to the Palestinians. Yes, and I do. I do care. But it's a war, man. Shit happens in wars. Wes says, try to give them our biggest tanks. They break the roads and bridges. AJX1 says, you got to do research, Bonnie. And I have a feeling that Bonnie has probably done plenty of research. I just have that feeling. That's not a joke. West says Zelensky has promised not to use his new weapons in Western Ukraine. Okay, whatever. We're over an hour here. I'm going to go ahead and end this. I want to thank everybody for being here. Thanks for following me after the mishap of the first hour, and we had to do a restream here. Thanks so much, you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Just a good thank you to all of y'alls for being here and participating. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and all that good stuff. Share the show. We're going to be here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for the foreseeable future. Tuesdays 9 a.m. Pacific time. Thursdays we do a double shot. 9 a.m. Pacific time and 3 p.m. Pacific time for an hour. We do a pre-show, House Sparks pre-show, that's where we get warmed up, right? You got to get warmed up if you're going to go into hell. Otherwise, you'll pull a hammy. And then Saturdays, we do a cool post-show cool down. Because after you've been with Hal for a couple hours, you got to cool down. You got to work it down, bring it down. Because, again, you don't want to pull a hammy, right? All right, guys. Thanks for being here. I'll see you guys on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time in the Pacific time zone. So thank y'all, and I will see you then. Remember, you don't want to pull a hammy. Uh-oh. That didn't work. My little timing thing did not work. And you want to know why it didn't work? It didn't work because I got this goddamn background thing that's doing its thing, so it won't let me do the other thing. You know what I mean? You guys know what I mean when I say that? Did any of that make sense? All right. So just don't pull your hammies. Oh, wait. That didn't work again also. There we go.